Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be creating a CSS text portrait of the legend Sidhu Moose Wala. Let's get started. This requires very basic HTML and CSS knowledge. So I'll go ahead and create the index.html file. Use the basic HTML5 structure. Let me change the title to CSS Text Portrait. In my body, I'll create a p tag, maybe write Sidhu Moose Wala in there. And I'll go ahead and add a styling file as well for my CSS. We'll add some styling to the body as well as some to the p tag that we just added. Let me link that style tag here. Okay. Let's set the color to gray just to make sure that it's working. Now I'll go ahead and run this using the live server. Okay, our text is gray. The HTML and CSS are in place. Now to make a CSS text portrait, you need two things. You need text and you need the portrait. So for text, I'll be using lyrics of the song Legend by Sidhu Moose Wala. So let me just paste that here. Okay, doing that a couple of times so that we get a lot of text. Okay, looks good. And I'll create an images folder for the portrait. Okay, I'll be using these two images and we'll be clipping the text over these images to make it look like that the image is getting produced with the help of text. That's the CSS text portrait. So this is how it is right now. Let me just give the P some font size, say 12px. I also want to give it a line height. Okay, because the finer the text will be, the better the image will look. And we can play around with that based on how you want things to look. And I'll just add that as a background, the image that we just added. Okay. Before we come to the actual text clipping, let's fix the background a little using the CSS background properties. So right now it's repeated. Let me stop it from doing that. Okay, we have just one now. And when we're scrolling the page, the background is getting scrolled away. To stop it from doing that, I can use background attachment, set it as fixed. Now when I scroll, the text will scroll, but the background is going to stay there. Now to fix its size, let me set the background size to cover. Okay, cover is very big. Let's set it to contain. Yeah, that looks good. I'll bring it to the center. Okay, so now we have our image ready to be clipped. Now for clipping, we'll just use the background clip property, set it to text. Okay, that didn't do anything because we're using Chrome. So I'll use WebKit background clip, set it to text. So that made our image disappear. It has not disappeared. It's just that our text is now clipped on that image. What that means is we'll be able to see that image through the text, but not directly. And now to be able to see that image, we'll have to make our text a little transparent. So for that, let me change this color to black. And then let me set some transparency, say 0.7. Okay, now we see some image appearing in the background. Change it to 0.3. There we have it. To make it look better, we'll just use 0.1. Yep. Now our text is transparent, so it's not visible in the white space. And let me just change its color to white also. Okay. So we have the portrait, but it's not visible to our eyes. And for that, I want to change the color of my body's background. So let's set the color here to somewhat darker shade. Let's say 222. Oh, the background color. Okay, there we have it. Now if we zoom in, this image is not visible directly, but it's visible through the text. So it's a text portrait. And if I want to see only the text on the image and not at the sides, for that I can make the text completely transparent. So I'll only be able to see the image through the text and no text at all, but it's all text. Okay, so there we have it, CSS portrait. If we want to add some more fancy legend text to it, let's do that. So let's create a class here, legend text, and in my index, just put in a h1 tag with the legend text class. Yep, there we have our CSS text portrait of Sidhu Moose Wala. And we can use any image we want. It's not image specific. So right now we're using 1.png. If we switch to 2.png, it still looks very cool. So this was my small tribute to Sidhu Moose Wala. I hope you liked the portrait and the CSS trick. If you liked the video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more learning content. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.